So welcome to this training today, and we're about to switch over from Facebook onto here. Anyhow, these things are sent to teach us patience. Right, so today's training is going to be about Mailerlite, which is a autoresponder, and it does lots of other things as well. So in the past, I've spoken a lot about MailChimp, which is the one that I've always used for the last 6 years up till now. And I absolutely love MailChimp, but I just have found over the years it's becoming more and more harder to use. And that includes Facebook when it comes to all the adverts. And it's becoming more expensive. You're not getting as much free stuff, or you've got to be paying a lot more for some of the services that you used to get as part of the package with MailChimp. And so recently joined another coaching program, and this was up for discussion in one of the days, and Mailerlite popped up. So I thought I would check it out, since so many people, hi Kelly, since so many people have switched over. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you through Mailerlite and just show you how it works. Now, for those of you that have got MailChimp, I've got something to offer you towards the end. Or if you're new to Mailerlite, this can still work for you, but I'll speak to you about that at the end. So let's get started. Now, what I love about Mailerlite is it is so user-friendly. It's really smooth. On there. Lovely. So when you join Mailerlite, so if you just go to mailerlite.com, you'll be able to open an account for yourself. Now, when you open an account, you can then put in your website and your email address to verify it. So I've just done that. So I've actually opened 2 accounts. One account is for my studio, and one account is for teacher training and Profit with Pilates. And Mailerlite is free up till 1,000 subscribers. So just by me switching over from my lead pages, which I also used, because MailChimp only offered you 1 sign-up form per audience, Mailerlite you can have as many as you want. So very similar to how lead pages was. So just by switching to Mailerlite, I'm already saving £100 a month, not having to pay for all those other subscriptions. So that to me is like a super big bonus. Right, so once you log into Mailerlite, so let's first go through like, why do you need Mailerlite and what's the purpose of it? So Mailerlite or an autoresponder is there to help you grow your audience and to build a relationship with your audience. So let's say, for example, you've got 20 people that want to come to a beginner's class, but they're not sure when, they're not sure if now's the right time, or they want to do it in 6 months' time. You can then carry on emailing these people, teaching them about Pilates, teaching them about yoga, and offering them good, valuable content that's going to help them, to let them know who you are, to get them a taste of what you like and how you work. And once people can grow that know, like, and trust factor, they're more likely to buy from you. So the whole purpose of having MailChimp or Mailerlite, number one, is to grow your list. It's called a list. I don't quite like it. I think it's nicer to say like grow your audience or something. There are people at the end of those email addresses. So you want to grow your audience, and then you can carry on marketing to them. And then let's say perhaps you're going to do a 2-hour Pilates workshop. Then you've got all these people in your audience that you can send an email to and say, oh, I'm doing a workshop on Saturday. And you can then offer them a space on that workshop. So that's one aspect. The other aspect is automation. Now, the more you can automate in your business, the more time you're going to save, the more money you're going to save, the more stress you're going to save. So for me, a lot of the stuff that I do is like, how can I automate it? How can I get the computer to do something for me that I don't really want to sit and have to do myself? So I'm always trying to think of ways that I can work that. So Mailerlite, same as MailChimp, you can set up a series of emails. So when you do your Facebook advert, and you put a link on there, and I'm going to go through that stuff. I'm going to create a sign-up form, everything on here right now, so you can see how it works and how easy it is. So once you sign up, make a form and you put that link on Facebook and people register for your free taster, once that name comes onto the list, you can then send out an automatic email which you have already set up. Okay, so like with everything, you've got to put in a little bit of work in the beginning, or sometimes a lot of work, to get it all set up. But once it's set up, you don't have to do that again, unless you want to change some of the content in the email. So I will show you how we'll go through that now. And then you can be setting up reminders, you can be setting up FAQs. So the kind of content that you will put in these, I might probably do another training, and I'm just looking for a pen and paper because I thought I'll write that down. Sorry, I thought, oh, that's a good idea. So I'll do some more training on that. So let's get started. So the first thing, if you've got MailChimp and you are going across, it's exactly the same. You're just going to export clients. So when you go to your MailChimp account and you go, and I can't show you because I've shut all my MailChimp down, you can export your audience, so it'll download a file. And then once you come on here, you upload the file. So let's just go through the top. So the dashboard, this is your home screen. Campaigns is like one-off emails that you've set up. So this, I'm on the free thing. I haven't paid for any services, and I don't need to yet until I reach 1,000. So campaign is like one-off emails that you are sending out. So subscribers, so this is what we're going to do first. So if you already have some emails set up on MailChimp, I would add your subscribers first to this. Otherwise, if you set up your emails first and then you add your subscribers, they'll end up getting those emails again. Okay, so do your subscribers first. So in this thing, so once I've clicked on subscribers, you're going to go to, so that's all your subscribers. You're going to go to groups. Now from here, you can create your list of people. So if you have had MailChimp before, this is the same as MailChimp. This is your audiences. Okay, so these are my audience, and that's quite nice to switch over because I've managed to have a big clear out of everything, and I've got rid of about 2,000 inactive subscribers. So it's been a nice clear out for me as well. So the website Optins, so that is people that have looked at my website and signed up for whatever I've got on offer there. And like I said, I've just, these are all brand new, so I'm still switching everything over. Free yoga tasters, free Pilates tasters, studio members. I've got my 7-day introduction to yin yoga and 7-day introduction to Pilates course. So I've just decided to keep these. All the other subscribers I had on, like I said, there's probably about 2,000 that I've just deleted because I wanted fresh stuff on here, because some of those names I had from like 6 years ago. So so these are your groups, they call them, and then I don't really worry about those things. So if you've exported from MailChimp, you're going to click on create group. Just going to do that as an example, create, and there it is. So to rename it, you can just click on that one, and to edit it, you just click on edit. Sometimes it can be a bit slow when you're recording. There we go. So now to add your subscribers, you're going to click on add. and I haven't really got anything to add. So you would then add this file onto here and then click import. And then what you'll get is you'll need to just like put first, so you'll get all your client's details. You just need to link first name, email, just so that the system knows what those details are. And then that is how you add your subscribers to this. So if you haven't got MailChimp and you're not using anything like that, you won't need to add subscribers unless you have a bunch of email addresses from your clients or something like that. So perhaps you're new, start collecting your clients' email addresses straight away so that you can get them onto a database. So on my PARQs, on my health forms, I'll ask people, do you want to be on my database where I send out videos or free offers or whatever? And then they can put yes or no. But you will still want to have a list of all your clients that are currently active with you. And you might even want to make a list of old clients. So I'm just going to go back to the dashboard. So go back to this one. Sometimes things can be a little bit slow when we record the screen. And then if you want to delete it, you just click on there and that little bin over there. It's so easy compared to MailChimp. So like with the website opt-ins, because I want to keep track of how good my opt-ins are, this is why I have a separate one for my website. At the moment, I haven't got anything set up on there. Such a bad teacher. Right. So let's go to forms. So forms is like a landing page, a sign-up form. So anything where you put your name in. So I'm just going to show you this one. A sip of tea while you load. So this is a sign-up form. So this is the one that I just have on my website. But the link that you get for this, you can use it on your Facebook. So if you're writing a Facebook advert, remember the name, the words on the sign-up form need to reflect what's on your advert. So you don't want to have two different wording. Otherwise, your clients will have a disconnect. So people will put their name and their email in there. Okay. So I just want to show you what that looks like. And let's go and build one. So let me go back into here. So when you click on your forms, you're going to go to create embedded form. Give it a name. So test, save and continue. I was so excited when I started playing with this. Easily pleased. So now what you need to tell that form is what group of people is this form for, what audience is this for, what subscribers. So because I was talking about the website opt-ins, let's say this is for the website opt-in. So we're going to click on that one. You might be creating a form and you want people to go on two lists. So you might want to put them on the studio members one and something else. So the nice thing about this is you can choose more than one audience. Again, MailChimp, you couldn't do that. It was a pain in the neck. Sometimes you wanted to send a letter out and you couldn't only send it to one audience. You'd have to duplicate the whole thing. Whereas now you get to just add however many. So let's just say we're going to choose the website opt-in. So remember, this is the form where people put their name and their email in. When they put their email in, it's going to go to this audience, this website opt-in audience. Now, you don't need to make these complicated. they don't need to be like rocket science. So your sign up form needs to have, like some people don't put name. I do, because when the emails get sent out, you can put a tag in there. So it calls them by their first name. So it builds that relationship again. So here we go. So this is what it looks like when you sign on. So I'm just going to click on. You can see as soon as you hover your mouse there, it highlights. So I said, this is so interactive and so user-friendly. So we click on newsletter. Now you can see you edit on the right side of the screen. So I'm going to say sign up to a free class today. My nails are getting a bit long. They need a cut. And then sign up for news special offers. That one's underneath here. So learn how to feel better. Whoops. Something like that. Okay, so now I'm going to look at this one, and I'm going to click on the little pen there. Like I said, I always like to have the name as well. So click on the right, you click on add field, and then I like to put the name first. Okay, and then you save that one. Now, I don't like the term subscribe. That's just me. I think it's become so cliche, and I don't think it's personal. You can leave it like that if you want to, but I like to just make it a bit more friendly, a little bit more me. So yes, please, something like that. Okay, press save. So now we can go and edit the colors, put a picture in, do all sorts. So when you're on your design screen on the right here, you just click on background, and there's a color. So you can put your brand colors if you've got, you can put them in there. Or let's have a picture. So just for the sake of this, I'm going to choose that one. Whoops. Okay, so I'm actually going to delete that because I wanted to show you again. So if you want to put a picture, you just click on the little picture there, and it will take you to this. Now, obviously, like most of these, your photos have to be a certain size, but to upload on the right here, you just click on upload. And then I'm not on the best computer because this one is so old. Some stuff doesn't come up, so I'm just going to see if I can put that on. What is that? I'll see if it works. It might be too big. Yeah. But it would upload, and then that's what you want. So then once it comes on, you're just going to tick the picture that you want, and you select. Okay, and there's your picture. So you click on save. And now the next one is the form, so the background. So this part's over here. So let's click on background. Now I'm going to use, so you can see some of my brand colors are already in there. So I'm actually going to click on a brand color there. So you can see a change. You can put any colors in there. Or maybe you want to put a background image in that little box. So let me choose that one. Try that again. Select. Okay, so there's, I'm going to change that so you can see it, but you can see now there's a picture in there. So I tend to use the background picture more than I use that because it often interferes with the writing. So let's delete the picture and go back to that. Save that. So now we're going to look at the writing, the text, see if we can change that a little bit. So content, style. So we click on that one. And you can choose different fonts. So that's that one at the top. And then I want to align this in the middle. So I'm going to click center there, and you can see that's changed. And you can make that writing really big. So where you've got size, you can make it a different color. Okay, save. And then that text over there is the smaller one. So text there. And let's go with that color there. And again, let's make it a bit bigger. And I want to put it that font, and also want that in the middle. Okay. Colors don't look great together. I'm just doing it for demo purposes. And then form elements. And you can just work through these different things. Check in box, all that. So now what you need to do is GDPR, you've got to have certain things on your form, and it's a pain in the neck because it doesn't look great all the time. So you can add in a privacy statement, but the field you need to mark is your marketing permissions. So I try and shorten this a lot, so it's not like, you know, it doesn't brain fart people. And I'll put GDPR, and then just one over here. And I'll put you can leave it like that, or sometimes I'll put something like the information you provide will only be used for the services you've signed up for. So if you want a Pilates class, they're going to send you information about Pilates. And then you can press save. And then go back to the design. So my advice is like play with these things. So your call to action button here at the bottom, make it red. Okay. So only when you really play with these things, then you will learn how to use them. You can't really break them. You might delete it, but you can't break it. And then for the success message, you can write whatever you want there. Okay. So once you've done that, you press next. Should have some music, shouldn't I? So if you have got any questions, we will have a Q&A when we've finished. Right, so now we're back to the form. And let's have a look at the form itself. There we go. So that's the actual design of the sign-up form. So let's close that. What I tend not to do is a double opt-in. So let me explain what a double opt-in. A double opt-in is you've given me your details for a free taster class. It goes onto the form. I get that email onto my, your information onto my list. The list then sends out another email to say, confirm that you want to be on this list. And I just think, I know people lose subscribers because if you're like me, I don't want to have to keep pressing yes, yes, yes. I've told you I want it, so I don't want to have to get 6 other emails. So just for me personally, I switch that off. But entirely up to you if you want to have it on, but that's what it means. So once you have done your form, this is the code that you would then use on Facebook or wherever you're going to advertise this. Now you can also, if you're a little bit more tech savvy, you can have this form on your website and you would use the HTML coding and you copy that. What I do is I just copy so on my website, it's like, do you want to sign up for a free taster class? I have a button and the button links to this sign up form. So it's a much easier way. I don't need to use the embed code, although I do understand HTML I don't need to fanny about with it. The link is good enough. So that is your sign up form. So now once you have your sign up form, we're going to look at automation now. So the automation is your follow-up emails that are going to be sent out once someone signs up to your free taster or whatever you are offering. So let's have a look. Lovely. So now we're going to create new automation. Okay, so when you look at this, it doesn't mean the automation for this specific list. It's just the automation. So you can click on the other button. She says hoping. Oh, it must have been. Still learning. We'll go back to that one. So my automations, so this is the one we were busy there. The automation that I've got set up are 7-day introductions. So I've got 7 days. I've got thank you for subscribing to a free taster class, free yoga, free Pilates. And I've got emails already set up for that one. So let's just go back to that form that I was mucking about with. Like I said, I'm still learning. So automation. Right, this is what that's. So remember we said we chose the website opt-ins as the group of people to send that form to. This is the automations that is set up for that audience. But let's say I want to set up another audience. So for the purpose of this, just imagine that this is not there, okay? So you want to pretend that we're going to have a new automation. So you're going to create a new automation. So in MailChimp, it would have to be, you know, when you get all those emails, the line of emails at the bottom, this is how we do this. Right, so this is like the initial page. So what I have on most of mine is as soon as someone puts their name in for a free taster, within a minute, they will get a thank you for subscribing to a free taster. Here's the dates and the times for you to book. All you need to do is reply to this email with your preferred slot, something like that. They get another reminder a day later, and then 2 days later, they get another email. And then what you can do is you can put, so what I've been experimenting with is for the Pilates one, is adding the 7 days introduction to Pilates course on the end of that, so people can start to get to know me. I've added some testimonials in so people can get to see how other people have enjoyed it. I've got a little testimonial video which I put into the emails so that people can see some testimonials. So when subscriber joins a form, so let's click on that, which is in the middle of the screen, and you're going to go over to the side. So this is test workflow. So you can give it another name. So basically, this is just for you to see. Your audience is not going to see this. So I'm just going to say test follow-up free taster emails. Okay. Trigger is when do you want, what do you want to happen for that person to get the email? So for me, it's when a subscriber joins a group. Now, completely honest, I haven't really figured out what the difference between these two are, or those two. So at the moment, this is just the one that I'm using. So when a subscriber joins a group, and then I'm telling it which group. So that's the one we've been working on the website Optins. And then at the bottom, I'm going to save. So, and then this is now what's going to happen. Next thing you're going to do is click on the plus. And I always start with the email first. Just click on that email. So all I've done is just click on that box. And now on this side, on your right-hand side, is where we design the content. Okay, so email name, welcome email, subject. So this is what your person's going to get. So your taster today. You can put a little smiley in. You can also put the name in. So that's why I said it's nice to have that on that sign-up form, because if you don't ask for name, you're not going to have this. Who's it from? Tanya Adelaide Pilates, blah, blah, blah. And then I'm going to design the email. Now, I tend to never use templates. I just tend to create from new, because I don't like my emails too technical and too involved. So I just use the drag and drop. But there's loads of different gallery templates that you can use. So you can have a play with that. Like I said, the system is so easy to use, like friendly. And, you know, often people are scared they're going to break something. It's just click around. Unless you see a little bin, don't click that. But anything else, you're not really going to break it. It's either going to open something or move something, but you won't break it. Oh, I'll wait. Thank you very much. So now we're going to create an email. And then what I tend to do is I'll create the first email and then I'll just copy the emails. And then I just need to create different content. But it saves you having to do all that from scratch. Let's just see if I'll back out again and go back in. So everything's always great when it does work. Let's try that again. So click on that. So it's exactly the same as it. Click on edit email content. I would offer to sing a song, but you'd run away. Oh, come on. Oh, doesn't seem to be wanting to play. What I'm going to do, see if I can open another one. Apologies, peeps. So this is how you would get into it. So you just click on there. See if that's loaded. It's still not. And then I'm going to edit the workflow. Let's try it from this side. Okay. Once that's loaded, once it's loaded on there, edit content. I'm going to close that one. So this is not Mailerlite, this is my internet and my computer. Oh, come on. Go and grab a cup of tea quickly. What I might do is just stop sharing my screen quickly. Hey, Kirsty. Let me just go into that. Maybe it'll work when I'm not. Right, what I will do is just carry on. I'll do a different part. Try and come. Oh, here it is. So this is the template. If you just choose the drop and drag, this is the one that you'll get. This has just naturally put my logo in, but I'll show you how to do that anyway. So top over here, if you click on the pen for edit, and then that one's got edit image, which is the one that I've put in, but let's just delete that and we'll show you how to do it again. So that's what you will have. So you click on change. And then I will find I'm lagging here. trying to click on that one. Got you. So you could upload your logo or a picture. Sometimes I put pictures of me and Paul so that people have our face, which is always good. And there's that. So the next one here is like your header. So I normally put this the same as the header that I'll do with the email. So book your free taster. So again, you look at the stuff that's on the left, but you add it on the right of the screen. Book your free taster. And then you can write a little bit of something underneath. So whatever part you want to edit, you just click on that part and then it'll show up on the right. So learn how to feel fitter and stronger. There we go. And then the picture. So normally I don't put the picture first. I normally put a picture lower down. And I do try and have a picture in every email so it's not all bland and serious. So just to get the editing part there, what I normally do is go to this little one at the bottom, copy that. So that little thing, we got 2 pieces of paper there, that's a copy. And then I will just move this one upward. So now it's over there. So you click on there. So I'm going to go dear. And then make sure that that's left aligned. Now I want to call the person by their first name. So this little box on the right here, if you look where I've highlighted the little X, that's a variable. Some in MailChimp is called a merge tag. So if you click on there, I want the name. So dear Mary, thank you for joining this. And then you go, thank you for joining, and you just type whatever you're going to type. So with this, if you want to create more space, so I don't know if you can see my cursor between the dear and thank you. If you want to create more space, so even though this is creating more space on your left, on the right-hand side, it doesn't do it on the left. So if you want more space, what you need to do is actually have your mouse, your cursor in front of the T, and then click down. And then you see it will create space. So again, these are all little things that we've had to play with to figure out how it works. So now let's say I'm going to put another picture there, and I want this picture to link to something. So I'm going to delete that. So you might have a video, a YouTube video that you want someone to watch, or a document that you want them to download. Or so let's just put that picture there. Okay. And if you want that picture to link to something, this is where you would put that address. So let's say you've got a document on G Drive or Dropbox, or like I said, there's a YouTube video you want them to watch. Put the picture there and then just put that link there. And I always open in a new tab so that they can look at this, your email really quickly without having to go back and forth. Okay. And then over here, you can say, and you can change the colors. Just make that left aligned again. We look forward. I don't know how to spell forward. Kind regards. I've actually got like a handwritten image that I use for mine. So let's just say I want to make that pink. So that's your color there. So that's my brand ones, but I often don't use that in an email because it's, you can hardly see it. So maybe a red, whatever color you want, bold. And then I don't use that particular box, and I don't use that particular box. There we go. Now, if you wanted to add something in between there, all these blocks on the left, so maybe you wanted to add text, and maybe you wanted to add, let's see what else they got there, video. So you can put a video in there. So you can just add all sorts of bits in there. Okay. So I'm just going to delete that for the purpose of this. and there's your email. Okay. So again, you can go through the content settings for all the colors, buttons, all that. And then once you're happy, especially if you've got links in your email, it's always a good idea to test it. So you can preview and test, send a test email, and you just put your email address in there. So let's just do that one now. Okay, and then I'll just to get used to it. I tend not to send all the time, but like I said, if there is a link and you are new to this, it's like always make sure, because the amount of times I have sent emails out and the links haven't worked, especially if you've got a promotion or something. You don't want to lose people. Seems to be getting really dark all of a sudden here. I just want to show you what that email looks like. Come on. Patience is a virtue. And there's your form. And that's what it looks like. So this is what they will get. So just check your spelling. If it was linked. So remember I said we would link that picture, but I didn't put a link in there. So now you know that works. You go back to that and you can press done with editing. So that email is finished. So once the email is finished, then I go back in there and I go on delay. So that is like, how long do you want it to be before it sends the email out? So for the first one, like I said, I normally do it within a minute. Press save, and there's got there. So now for the next one, I'm going to duplicate this. So I don't want to have to do that whole editing all over again. So I'm just going to click on that little thing there, and it's duplicated the email. I go back into that email name. So now I'm going to go first reminder. So that's telling me what that email is about. And then I might just change that to don't forget to book your taster. And then you can click on that and you go and edit the wording. Just update the wording exactly like you've just done. Test it if you need to test it and save it. Okay. So just for the purpose of time, I'm not going to do that with each one. But so I've got about 4 or 5 set up on mine. And now I'm just going to put in another time delay. So now I'm going to wait 1 day. Save. And then like maybe the ones after, I'd put a 2-day delay into it. So it's up to you how you can think. But when someone's hot, when your lead is hot, in other words, they give you their email address, they're hot right there and then, they want to book. So it's best to try and get them to book when they're in that state of mind. And then once you've finished all your emails, you just click on the top over here to on. So now, just because this is actually on one of my opt-in pages, I'm going to turn that off because I'm actually going to delete this. So I'm going to turn it off. But you would put that on, and then that means it's live, it's ready to go. So now I'm going to go back to this You can't really see it. Sometimes it's quite dull. There's a little arrow. So you click on them, it's going to take you back to the start again. And that's your automation setup. And the nice thing is you can duplicate these. So what I did, like with my free Pilates, free yoga, and those, they're all the same emails. All I did was just change the Pilates to yoga, and then for the website Optin, which is both up at Pilates and yoga. But the rest of the emails were the same. So I didn't have to rewrite all the emails. So if you wanted to duplicate that, you just go to the side, duplicate, and then it will set it up for you. So what I'm going to do is actually delete that one. And delete. And it's the same with the forms. So again, like I was saying with MailChimp, you couldn't have more than one form per audience. But the nice thing about this is if you give, let's say you've got a Facebook advert and you're trying to test the forms, like maybe you're trying to test colors, because colors does actually matter. Have you noticed a lot of the sign-up forms are always blue with yellow buttons? It does actually matter. So you could then use all the same scripts and everything, you just change in the colors and you give it a different name, and then you can test them. So that's why it's so nice to have lots of forms for one group of people or one advert. So I'm going to delete that one as well. Okay. So now let's say you want to send your peeps, your clients an email. You just go to campaign, create campaign, and it's the same. I'm just hoping it doesn't stall the recording, that's all. There we go. So you put campaign name, you put your subject title, who's it from, the address, and English. Then you go to next, and you just carry on. It's the same as everything else. Okay. For sites, now those of you that don't have a website, the other thing that's really cool about Mailerlite is you can set up a little website, and it's free. So you can go in and you can create a website. And again, it's drop and drag. So pretty much like you've done everything else. I'm not 100% sure about the domains, whether it would be a Mailerlite, Tanya's Pilates at Mailerlite or something like that, or if you have to pay extra £10 or whatever for a domain. So a domain is like mine is Elite Pilates Services. You type that into the internet and you'll get my business. So that's what a domain, that's the name of your website. So there you can create a new website as well. So this is so good because you get landing pages, which are like the sign up forms. They're just a lot more involved. There's a little bit more, you put a lot more information on there. But I tend to just use a sign up form. They've always worked for me. I don't really use landing pages. Landing pages are like a long sign-up form. You've got your subscribers, how you add them, and then if you want to delete it, if you want to delete a subscriber, you just click on the name there, and somewhere there'll be a delete button. I don't want to delete my peeps. Let's see if I click on there. There we go. Actions, remove from group or delete. Okay, and then your campaigns. And you can schedule campaigns as well. So if you want your campaign to go out on a specific day or time, you can set it up like that as well. And that is basically Mailerlite. So cool. I said we managed to switch over everything within a few hours, and that was for 3 accounts, MailChimp accounts that we had. And I'm going to stop sharing my screen. Good. So yeah, Kirsty, have you got any questions? And you're muted. There we go.
I need to go and have a play and have a look at it, and
yeah,
that's what I need to do to then get my head around it, and yeah.
especially when it's something new. It's quite, because there's probably a lot of lingo that I've used as well. Lucky for you, because you've only just started with that, you can just go straight into that and not have to faff around with MailChimp. So it's brilliant.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you've got any questions or anything, just get in touch.
Okay. Okay. Thank you for that. It's really, really interesting, but it's all brand new. So
Yeah.
completely.
Well, you know where I am. You know where I am if you need help.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, my lovely. We'll have a good day.
Brilliant. Angie, thanks so much, Tanya. Thank you.
All right, take care.